Shut up and sit down.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another video with Mac Morris. I'm outside, and today's video there was a request from one of the commenters, and he asked about stopping on a turn. Jesus, sorry y'all, kind of tired. But stopping on a turn. So basically, when you're doing the 180 and you're stopping as soon as you get to the end of the 180, what does that look like? So it's, in my head, it's relatively simple, but obviously I think what's gonna help this obviously is you gotta get the 180 down. But I also think this kind of touches on like help with your grapevine, the way you do, the movement you do with your legs, excuse me. But we'll break it down. Let's get into the video and I'll try my best to break everything down. So I figured I'd start on shoes first just to show what the motions are like. So essentially, as you are going into the 180, you're going to make that sort of a U shape initially. But as you're going through it, you can see I'm kind of curving my foot a little bit. And so essentially the ball of your foot is going to be stationary and it's going to, I guess, in a way, wave, or almost like a windshield wiper, where the base of your windshield wiper stays where it is, but the rest of the actual wiper itself goes back and forth. And that's essentially what you're doing with your foot as you're coming around. So once you get the ball of your foot in the placement that you want, you kind of do almost a wiping motion. Now I want to walk through what it looked like if you're doing it from 180. So I'm going to start walking, going as if I'm about to go into the 180, open up. And like I said, once you get that foot, and once your pivot foot is where it is, that left foot in this case is where it is, you're doing a wiping motion with your right foot to slow down as you're coming to the position you want. It won't happen perfectly all the time. Sometimes you'll do it too hard. Sometimes you'll do it too softly and your foot won't be necessarily parallel, but it'll be very close. And you'll see as we go through more examples. I just wanted to show, now that I'm on skates, similarly, as you just saw, this is the opening up that I just referred to with the 180 that you should be aiming to do. And you can see I'm doing this wiping motion now with my foot. You'll notice as I'm doing this, because I'm going to do the other side now, I am not moving the heel. The heel is staying somewhat where it's supposed to be. Your main focus are those two front wheels. So now I want to show what that looks like at speed. And as you see, like I mentioned before, this will not be perfect. Obviously at speed, your heel is not going to be like unstationary. It's going to move. Like in that case, like I did it too much. The other foot was still rolling. And now like I probably almost potentially fell, frankly. But that's okay. That's kind of expected as you're kind of getting used to the motion. The main focus is to make sure you're getting that wiping motion with those two front wheels, not so much your heel staying in place. So hopefully that helps clear things up a little bit. So here I'm just doing a little practice of what that looks like. This might help folks a little bit more too. I've gotten so used to it now. I think about the move itself almost like a drift. So if you know what drifting a car looks like, it's almost like for a split second, one of those wheels is going to come off the ground. And now I've gotten so used to where when I'm going into the curve, oftentimes I push all my pressure on the outside of the wheels. And so even that front left wheel, if I'm doing my turn like I've been doing, going right first, it seems like it's coming off, but all the other wheels are down. So I'm just pressing all my weight on the bottom right angle, if you will. So that left upper wheel doesn't even touch the ground. And you can kind of see it here. I'll try to slow down the video so you can like actually get a view of it. And so if you see that, don't think, oh my gosh, he's not using both his wheels. Sometimes I don't. I only use like one wheel because I put all my pressure on there. And like okay, assuming that you're going into the turn with your right foot, I wanted to show you guys what I mean. This front left wheel is the one that's going to be coming off. So think about you're hitting a hard right turn in your car, that left wheel would come off more than what that right wheel would. All that right wheel is going to get all the pressure, which is why that right wheel is going to be wiping the most in this case. You're trying to wipe it to slow down. That's the wheel that's going to be doing the most of the slowdown. And what does that leave? Those two back wheels are going to be your balance, right? So think about, again, you're hitting that hard right turn. That front left wheel is going to come up. The back wheels are going to get most of the pressure, but those two back tires aren't doing too much other than balance. In this case, it's on the ball of your foot, so that's why I'm saying more balance than anything. So last time I'm showing you guys, I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like with what I mean those wiping motion is. Remember, that's going to be the key in this case. If nothing else, I have a little drill that's coming right after this that will kind of help you get used to what that motion feels like. And as you start to do T-stops, it's like I said, it's going to be very similar to that. So try not to overthink it. Obviously, don't do it at speed the first time because it's going to be harder. Like, just stand still, wipe, and then as you can see here, essentially all we're doing is keeping, again, you're going into a right 180, right? So your left foot is going to be pivoted. It's going to stay just on your two front wheels, and that other foot is just going to keep wrapping around like you're doing a constant 180, which is going to be a 360 in that case. And you're just wiping the whole time, just going all the way around, just wiping, just wiping, just wiping, just getting your wheels back on track in the same motion. That way you can feel what that wiping motion is actually like. One last look at the 180 slowdown. So like I mentioned before, you need to start and make sure you have 180s down before you start this. If you can't do the turn, where are you slowing down in exactly? Go back, watch the 180 video, drill that as much as you can. Come back to this video, practice the wiping motion with that last drill I just showed, and then again slowly build your way into going to 180 and then doing that wiping motion. Promise you, with more time, it'll come naturally. Let me know how this video helped. Hopefully I explained things the best I can. Remember, start with the front two wheels, eventually maybe pick up that left front wheel, and it'll come naturally for the rest. Drop comments, questions, and obviously subscribe if you were digging the content, and I will see you on the next one.
Shut up and sit down.